NASCAR at Bathurst is something I think we have all dreamed of seeing, and we are putting it to the test today in Assetto Corsa. And I think this is a racing delight. Bathurst, such an iconic track, on Earth. One of the biggest, tracks around, of course, now here set in Australia. But NASCAR, they've, of course, never took the Cup Series to any Australian circuit, but we're testing it at Bathurst here in AC for the first time, and we'll see how it goes as we race with Kyle Larson. And it's an 8-lap race, and we start from the back of the field, P36. So the question is, how far can we get through this field? What's going to be, what's the passability going to be like? Of course, the NASCAR next-gen car is notorious for being really bad at road course racing currently, especially with dirty air, and the ability to pass is very, very limited. And it's interesting because you see the V8 supercars, which of course is the Australian series that races at this very track at Bathurst, and they have an endurance race here every year. If I'm not mistaken, they're looking at doing two races here in 2024, but like a shorter one for the first time around. But they also, with their new generation of car, have had a lot of issues that the NASCAR next-gen cars had when it comes to road course racing. The only problem for supercars is road course racing is the only thing they do, so it's a lot more urgent for them to solve their problems than NASCAR. But fortunately, we're in a video game. We don't really have to worry about those issues plaguing us now, and we can race it out as we got up the elevation. Now we head down the elevation here. We're 3 wide in the middle between the 45 and the 8. Reddick is side by side with his 45 car, driving his 8 car, of course, from 2022. But just this opening lap, you can see just the sights and scenes of this absolutely beautiful racetrack now. Such an awesome venue. And we go up the inside now of that number 8 now as well. These are public roads. You can actually drive on these roads, of course, in Bathurst now, so you can have access to it, and you can maybe rip around the track, but I don't know if they would allow you to get away with that one now as we continue on this long drag race down towards the right bend. And actually the A car runs into the side of us on the exit there. We went through there side by side. Reddick goes crashing in the braking zone. This right here, that braking zone, one of the trickiest braking zones in my opinion in motorsports. If you took maybe not necessarily the next-gen NASCAR car there, but if you took the Generation 6 Cup car into that braking zone, the racing would be absolutely insane. The passing opportunities, of course, it would be absolutely insane going into that corner lap after lap, because of course the thing about the Gen 6 and how poor the braking is in that car. We just threw a big slider on the 45 of Kurt Busch, kind of forced him out a little bit wide there on the exit at turn 1. Stenhouse up the inside. Kurt Busch fights back up my inside actually into this second corner, and he's going to complete the overtake there. Now kind of caught me napping a little bit, but we're up to P29 at the end of that first lap now, as we would actually fight back up the inside of the 45 and pass him back into 28th place. We go a little bit of an extracurricular activity there into the grass, but we would continue on, and this is where we're really strong down the elevation, going down the hill through, of course, the most technical part of the circuit. This whole circuit is technical. There's no part on this track that doesn't feel, where you have to be, just perfect. But we complete 2 passes right there, and that little hairpin is such a great passing opportunity in the Cup car as well. So at the end of these first 2 laps, I mean, we find ourselves running in the 26th position. Pretty happy with the progress that we have made. The highest actual NASCAR driver right now, surprisingly, it's Daniel Hemrick in second over Logano. But the one that we're battling, Noah Gragson in the 16, trying to fight up his inside, was unsuccessful right there. So we would have to be a little bit patient here, and we're going to try and maybe throw a bit of a curveball. Go around the outside. Oh my goodness, that is a move in a series of corners that it's hard to pull that off, but it's working well in the game. And actually a big send into the hairpin, actually into the back of the 20. Fortunately, we cleared the 41 and don't wreck the 20 in the process, so we continue on. Now inside the top 25, chasing down Christopher Bell in the Yahoo Toyota now as we close up right on the back of him here now. And I really want to take a Generation 6 Cup car here just to test out that specific braking zone. Nonetheless, a dive up the inside here into the final turn. You can see the cloud cover building. I was running this on live weather, so I was curious to see how this is going to actually develop and work out here now. But we passed the 20 into turn 1 officially, and we can run down Chris Buescher now in the 17 on the run back up the hill. This is an aggressive move here. I really like this. This track opens the door for opportunities to just make aggressive and I guess unexpected moves, you could say. This track, it really opens the door for an unexpected send, but as well, there's those very textbook moments on this circuit where you can just go for it, like that stamp send it Daniel Ricciardo style. But we have closed in towards this top 20 battle. This is already lap 5 at this point here now, and you can see Bubba Wallace looking for a move on Jones, who throws a defensive move on him into the braking zone. I dive it down into this final turn, and again, a bit of an unexpected moment. Bubba had the inside, all taken up. I decided, okay, I'll send it around the outside. He continues alongside on the run down towards turn 1 with 4 laps remaining, and you can see we should be able to complete the overtake around the outside. Yes, we do, on that throttle as hard as we can as the back end slips around a little bit here. The car likes to slip and slide a little bit around this circuit, and that just makes it even more fun to drive. I feel like slipping and sliding around Bathurst is maybe one of the most fun experiences you can have in sim racing, probably real racing as well, in any kind of car. I think you have to take a car with a lot of horsepower around this track, because I have a huge save right there through the left-hander. That doesn't look big in the video, but I can tell you on a direct drive Formula style wheel, that was absolutely massive from my side of things there. But we've entered the top 20 now on the back of one of the 3 cars. We got 3 cars to deal with in front of us. One of them is Austin Dillon, but actually I would lose contact over the course of this lap and into the braking zone. 3 laps to go. We make a mistake there. That's probably the biggest mistake we've made all day. We throw a bit of a defensive move on the 43 of Jones to just stay ahead into turn 1. He tries to send one up the inside behind us, but stays put. So we hold on to 20th, and we know where we're going to gain on these drivers in front of us now. As we came up through the elevation, we were actually gaining time still, which was great to see, getting right there on the barriers. It's all about how far are you willing to push it here in Bathurst, but this has just been a fantastic NASCAR race. It's been downright awesome, and up the inside of the 3 car we go, and now we can focus in on the other 3 of Austin Dillon now, as we would actually look up the inside here. Back down the hill we go, and it's so treacherous going through here side by side. I had a bit of oversteer right there and forced the 3 car wide. Thankfully he backed out of it, but unfortunately he put himself in the wall in the process as we approach the final 2 laps here in this Bathurst NASCAR Cup Series race. And fantastic racing here now, as I was trying to look up the inside of the 2, just not close enough to make that move. But a top 15, I would say, is possible here. We run P18 on the exit of turn 1. We got time. We'd get a run on the 2 of Cindric. We'll look up the inside of him on this long drag race down towards the braking zone. Kyle Busch just ahead there in the 18, of course. Now, these are the 2022 cars. Only have a couple of 2023 cars in here. SVG, Shane Van Gisbergen, and one of the Justin Haley cars from the Chicago street course there, all over the back of the 18, giving him a bit of a push there through those corners. We would stay put for now, but look at this. We'll close right back up on the 18. You can see him slipping and sliding a little bit up the inside. We go, thank you very much, up to P16. Only one more car we need to pass there, and I think we can get a couple more before this race is over. We come now to the final turn and starting the final lap here in Bathurst. Look at the cloud cover now, complete overcast conditions, and the car is slipping and sliding a little bit more than it was a little bit earlier. I don't think it's from the weather. I think it's more just because of the tire wear, although if you look in the bottom left, the tires haven't worn too much. And poor turn 1 does not allow me to close in, so we got to rely on the run up the hill, and we would again continue to close this gap now, but we're 20 seconds on this final lap behind the leaders, so it was very difficult to actually make some headway, of course, when you're battling cars all race along when you're going through the grid. I would like to see what I could have done, compared to the leader's pace, in a 1v1 contact with the 2. I let him have it there after I made that aggressive move. I felt like that was a little bit too dirty, even for NASCAR standards, so I let him have it there, and we'll stay put and try to pass him back here. Now on the run back down the hill we go for the final time. A move up the inside into the hairpin is almost a slide job, and we complete the position, and now up into 15th, right behind Eric Almirola for for the final time. We'll swing to the left side. It's going to be a drag race here, and of course you go down the hill, back up some elevation, and of course that leads you into that bend to the right, and then you immediately have to be on the brakes, otherwise you're going to miss a corner. Now as we go through the right-hander, but we clip the grass, we go wide into the gravel as well. We rejoin on the track, we save it. We're still up the inside of Almirola, but I just don't have the grip there. Of course there's gravel on the tires, and that allows Almirola to hang on and pull away. We throw a bit of a block on the 2 to hold on to 15th place. It's not even a NASCAR driver that wins, but Hemrick wins out of the NASCAR group. We round the final turn. What a race. NASCAR, Bathurst, it's an incredible show. We get P15. If you guys enjoyed, let me know down below if you want to see NASCAR in Bathurst, because that was absolutely spectacular. It's incredible. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.